Today we're going to talk about how to make a botanical broom. It's fall season and we still have a few flowers that might be in bloom in our garden or in our cut flower beds. And so this gives us an opportunity to utilize them to make a fall decorations that we can hang on our door. So one of the items that I have is I am utilizing a pre-purchased cinnamon broom that can be your base. If you're afraid to make a base on your own, this is a great way to start. The first item that I have is I have some curly willow that I have harvested from my yard. It has some really cool accents. It's got that really wispy looking to it, and I can add this or I could use this as a base. I have some pieces of eucalyptus. This is fresh eucalyptus. You can have some smaller branches, and we may utilize some smaller branches of our eucalyptus. I have some river oats. I like the way that they look, and they kind of bounce around, and they kind of give us some airy dimension. I have some celosia. I have some different colors and textures. I have some crested celosia. I love the way that this one looks. And I want to utilize some of our celosia that's still in bloom right now as it'll dry. I have some broom corn. This is actually in the sorghum family, and this has different colors to it. It's a nice texture too. I have some proteas that are the orange color that kind of go into our fall palettes. And I have some dried gumbrina that I'm starting to dry. Along with that, I have a few pieces of dried wheat and some bunny tail grasses that give us some nice fall dimension if we need it to round out our bouquet. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to take my broom that I have established, and I'm going to add in a couple pieces of the broom corn. I'm going to remove these excess leaves because they're a little big for me and I don't want them to hinder the look of it. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to incorporate it in to my broom handle here. I'm going to add another one. I like the coloration of this. It also gives me some length that I can cut. This kind of gives us some nice texture. It still gives us some nice coloration that adds to it. This one also has extra leaf. I'm going to pull that off. And you can see this one is a little more floppy. I'm going to kind of layer it on here. Along with this, since I'm making this be my base, I'm going to add a couple pieces of the curly willow. I have two pieces here. I really like the way that they're wispy. They kind of hang down. That gives me some length, and I can cut away any excess that I have. If you're having trouble holding it and you want to add, this is a time that you can take and use a piece of wire, and I'm going to wrap it, and I'm going to make my base right here. I'm going to twist it on here and tighten this pieces on. I'm going to go ahead and clip away any excess of my wire and set it to the side. So now I have my broom corn, these coloration that I have here. I like that. I'm going to add a couple pieces of the protea, and I'm going to offset them. I like the look of what they have, so I'm going to kind of stagger them down as I'm building my botanical here. I'm going to add in one of these bright yellow fall colors here, the celosia, to my arrangement. Add a little piece of pink. I really like this deep color of this celosia crested one, so I'm going to add it up here a little higher. Now I want some wispy pieces, so I'm going to add it here to the side so we kind of have it hanging down of our river oats. I already have this gumbrina. It's kind of bundled together. I'm going to add this to my arrangement. I want it to be pointing downward to kind of give us that color palette that we kind of have of this fall textures. I'm going to add a few branches of my eucalyptus to kind of cover all my stems and kind of go downward here. Now I want to add a few pieces yet of my bunny tails to this one. I want it to kind of go upright with it. I have a piece. I'm gonna put on each side, kind of put that out. I'm gonna put a piece of wheat kind of sticking out on this. I want it to kind of encompass this whole area as I'm going. I'm gonna finish up with a couple more pieces of dried gomphrena right here at the top. Again, I can take another piece of floral wire. This is a 26 gauge wire. Take it, wrap it around about the same place that I already have this piece of jute, so I can come back and put another layer of jute and it'll hide this wire mechanics. I tighten it really tight because we know as they continue to dry on these stems that they're going to become loosened up. So we want to tighten it up as tight as we can get it. Now I'm going to take a piece of that jute. I'm going to cover up a little bit of my mechanics of that wire that I had. I know that I'm not going to get this tight enough as the wire is on there and it's starting to dry, but I can use this now piece to wrap around. And that way everything looks very similar. I have that same symmetrical appearance to it. I wrap it around. The broom handle. I can cover up my mechanics of my wire so I don't have it showing. And then it's going to look kind of the same on the base. Come through. I'm going to tie a knot to tie it up. So I'm going to have a knot on my base. I'm going to pull this and I'm going to go ahead and cut any excess off. Now I have my botanical going. Now this one I can see if I'm hanging it, it may be a little long. I can always trim the ends off just a tad bit if I want it to kind of stay there. Kind of like a little bit of length on it. And since this is a fall arrangement, I think I also like this blue velvety bow. I've made a bow and I'm going to incorporate this in at the top. And I'm going to go ahead and use a piece of floral wire back here. I'm going to hang it. This will also allow me to either make a loop right here that I can hang it up on the door handle or the door frame, or I can go ahead and just cut that excess off if I need to. Now, if you don't like the look of this, this allows us now time that we can come back through and we can clip off these excess branches and stems right through here, cut them back, lower them, cut off the excess broom corn length. That way we could still have that same nice clean look that's showing all of our top on it. We can come up and wrap it again. We can cut off any extra. I kind of like the way it is. This will give you a nice broom and follow decorations to hang on your door, outside, maybe on one of your porches, on the pole on your porch as you have visitors coming this fall. For more questions about how to dry your botanicals or how to harvest any of your flowers, please visit the Extension website or call your local Extension office for more details.